We're gonna pivot to the top dogs, man. Jay Crawford is making a guest appearance from Firestone. Jay, how you doing? Where you at, bro? There we go.
You're making fun of my eyes right now.
Yes,
I hear
they
you
are.
guys. I hear all of you.
Our mics were supposed to be off. We're sorry.
Jay, I don't look a guy in the eyes, man. I'm not like that.
I know you don't. I know you don't. You never look me in the eye, Jason. I've noticed that about you. When I talk, you look everywhere but my eye. Right here. Eyes on the crisis, bro.
Bro.
Right
What
here.
dude looks another dude in the eyes and like stares deeply into his eyes? I mean, come on.
Somebody pointed it out.
Jason, did you hear what Paige just said?
No.
She said she can relate to guys not looking her in the eyes either. I don't know what you're talking about. I have not broken eye contact with your eyes yet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have not. I have not. Are we good to go? Do you want us to just take it
Yeah,
from here? or
Do
what?
your thing, man.
We'll be
All right.
watching.
First of all, Paige Spiranac, everybody knows who she is. She doesn't need an introduction, but I want to introduce you to the crew. Guys, if you can take the studio camera, the 3-shot, I just want to tell you who you're on with, so you have a little bit of background. So this dude here is Tyvis. He was a fantastic college football player, won the national championship with Ohio State, and was the game's MVP.
Right here,
Now-
look. Get it, Steve.
Before you start to say, wow, I'm so impressed, I want you to judge his golf swing.
Okay, I can do that.
What is wrong with
Tyvis is
him?
my fucking golf ball.
I love it.
On my
Smoked.
shoulder.
Yeah, right. Okay. So,
Did you see how big Tyvis' chest was
Tyvis,
before
you
that?
knew I was going to do this. If you didn't, you haven't been paying attention to me from last
This
year
is
and a
such
half.
a low blow.
Okay, who's producing? Earl, can we roll Tyvis's fantastic? This is his first golf swing ever, by the way.
First golf swing
Which
ever.
is stunning to me that
Okay.
you get to be an adult in life and you've never swung a golf club. I don't understand that concept. Someone who's had a club in my hand my whole life.
The
Roll
technique is
Tyvis's
great.
swing, and I want you to grade it A to F.
Oh, A to F. I can do
Yes,
that.
and
Okay.
don't be kind. Just lay it out there. Whatever you think.
Look
So
at
here he
him.
is. He lost the club, Paige.
I mean, yeah.
He missed the ball. He lost the club. The best part of this story was he was the celebrity at a hole, and he was going to hit I think it was a par 3, and he was going to take a swing with every group.
That's the way you live,
Oh,
dude. I don't care
no.
what nobody
Very
say.
first one, he doesn't have a club. He borrows a club, and he throws it 50 yards into the woods.
Lake.
What do we give him on that swing?
I mean, the swing, first time ever, not that bad.
Thank
Maybe
you.
a C minus. But you're losing the club. That's an F. But for me, I live in the content world. That is A+ content all day long. So
Yeah, you're
what does
right.
that average out to? Maybe a B minus, maybe a C right there.
Wow,
That's grading on the
Tyvis.
curve. That's grading on the
Paige
curve.
Spiranac gave your golf swing a B minus.
Thank you.
Retire.
Thank you.
It's over.
God
It's a
bless
wrap.
you. God bless you.
You're done. Okay, so that's our panelist on the far left. Now, if we can take that 3-shot again, guys, the wide shot of the studio. In the middle is Jason Lloyd. He's a fantastic writer. He's all things Cleveland. Can I say that you're buds with LeBron? I mean, you're boys. He returns your texts.
Oh yeah, all the time. We're meeting up. We're
He
meeting
writes
up.
for The Athletic, which that's pretty much in terms of sports writing today. That's as high as it goes. That's as high as it
peak.
gets.
That's a pinnacle.
He sent his
Jason's a
plane to
stud.
pick me up. I'm going to meet him in Brazil after the show.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a small fabrication. And then on the right, if we come back to the 3-shot again, guys, I'm sorry that I'm doing this. I just wanted to know who we're talking to. That's G. Bush. He played college football in the Mid-American Conference, Ohio University. He's got a bad neck. I'm trying to think of a new homeowner.
Hey, that's a HIPAA
He was once
violation.
engaged and then broke it off and then decided he was going to get married and then soon after got divorced.
Yeah.
So-
Relate with that. So we're good there.
I'm just trying to get fun facts on all of the guys. So now you know who you're on with. What the hell are you doing here? What brings you to Firestone? Because you've never been here before.
Never been, first time. So I'm an LA Golf Ambassador, and I'm here to represent for them today. They're making some of the best equipment in the game. Putters, shafts, golf ball, and I have it almost all in play. So gonna hopefully play some good golf, talk about LA golf, and have a great day.
You're in the Pro-Am with Matt Kaulig after this.
Yep.
I asked Matt minutes ago, are you going to win the long drive? He said, I'm going for the short drive type. So make of that what you will.
Yeah.
How far do you hit the ball off the tee?
Gosh, it depends. I would say I average around like 255, 260.
All
depending
with
on where
LA
I'm at.
golf gear, right?
Yes.
That's,
Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, folks may or may not have seen the picture famous picture. Well, there's so many famous pictures.
Yeah, I was like, which one?
I know. What a life. It's so tough. You and the golf balls.
Yes.
Now that pretty much describes what I'm talking about. Is that the picture you're most famous for or no?
I would say recently, yes.
Yeah.
It's a picture that people seem to really like. It came from the idea of Jan Stevenson, who was kind of the OG sexy golf girl, really embraced, her
Way back in the
femininity
day.
way back in the day.
Yeah.
And she did a picture in a bathtub filled with golf balls. And so when I was talking to the CEO of LA Golf, Reed Dickens, we were thinking of really fun ideas to kind of like launch this partnership. And
Yeah.
I said, hey, so Reed, I'm going to need a bathtub and a ton of LA golf balls. And he said, okay, great. And they literally flew a bathtub to a golf course in Florida. We shot it out there. I mean, I'm sure all the houses got, quite a look at them. They were like strategically placing
We noticed
balls
that. Yeah, we
and-
noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a lot of fun.
How long would a shoot like that take, typically?
So the hard part with that one was just getting the golf balls and the positioning correct. Cause like once you're there, you can't move.
Now,
But
who did that, if you don't mind me asking? The positioning of the golf balls. Like,
it was a
that-
full team. It was a full team.
I bet it was. Everybody, I'll do that. I can volunteer for that.
Yeah. So
Now, did you have veto power? No, I don't want this person doing it. I need this person, or no?
I mean, I always have like my team involved
Yeah.
and everyone
So they
at
took
LA
care of
Golf.
you.
Yeah, they're amazing. And so, yeah, it took probably 15, 20 minutes just to kind of get the shot. And
Yeah.
once we got it, we knew it was it and moved on and covered in golf ball size bruises after that.
Were you really?
Yeah, because we tried some different positioning.
'cause you're laying on
and
them, too.
You're laying on them.
Oh, yeah, I
And
didn't
so
think
you're
of
just
that.
kind of, it's very uncomfortable, but the shot turned out great.
Yeah, wow. So for those that aren't familiar with your story, like obviously golf background, but talk about how very good competitive golfer went from an elite golfer to is it safe to say the social media influencer in the entire sport? I feel you are.
If you go off of data, yes, I have the most followers.
How did
and
that happen?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. So I was actually a competitive gymnast growing up. I fractured my kneecap twice and really wanted to find a sport that I would be good at. And
Mhm.
so I tried tennis because my aunt played professional tennis and I didn't quite love that. And so my dad, I don't come from a golf family, but my dad enjoyed golf, here
Yeah.
and there. And so he took me out and I fell in love with it after the first golf ball I hit. And had a really great junior golf career, had a full ride scholarship to play golf at San Diego State University,
Wow.
played decent there, and then was going back and forth on what I wanted to do because I didn't have any financial backing to play golf professionally and kind of struggling at that point. So I was caddying and I was running junior golf clinics. And my dad just said, let's just give it 1 year, one shot. And before that happened, I blew up on social media. It was nothing that I
Was it
ever
a plan or an accident?
No, it was totally an accident. Someone found my pictures online, wrote an article about it. And then I went from having 500 followers to 100,000 followers overnight. And at that point, this was, 8 years ago, no one was really utilizing social media through sports. It was gaining a little bit more attention through fashion and beauty and but sports was way behind. And so I was I was the first to be a golf influencer. So all these companies were reaching out to me and I had no money. I had no golf balls. I had no tees, gloves, anything. And because in college, they don't really prepare you for life after when you are treated, great. And Callaway was one of the first that approached me and they said, hey, it will give you some clubs or some help if you do social media for us. And I was like, okay, I'll do anything.
So
I
it
can do
started with free
anything.
clubs and equipment.
Yeah, just like free stuff.
You're
and
an empire now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are. I mean, I don't mean to embarrass you, but it's a fact. You're an
Yeah.
empire.
Yeah, so then it was like a year or two of trying to play and also balance doing social media. And I was doing just both 50-50 and it was really hard to do it, commit to one or the other. And I was kind of burnt out at golf at that point. And when I first came on the scene, I was receiving a ton of backlash and hate. And I just needed a bit of a mental break. And I was like, I'll just focus on social media for a year to just recharge. And I never looked back, never got back into playing competitively. And it was the best decision I've ever made. And I was able to, grow this really amazing business and community of followers online. And I really love what I do because I can stay in golf, but I don't have the pressure day in and day out of competing and not knowing if you're going to eat. And
This is much easier. You don't have to make a cut.
I would say it's much easier. There's definitely pros and cons to both, but I'm much better suited for this than I was for playing golf professionally.
Yeah. How many followers now? It's in the tens of millions if you add everything up, right?
I think it's around like 11 million or so across, all of the platforms, which is insane to think about, because when I first started this, there was no, I want to be an influencer, I want to be popular, I want to have followers. I was doing this to pay for my golf career, and for it to blossom into this, amazing career and business that I've built has been really exciting.
I don't want to mischaracterize it, so if I am, please correct me. But it seemed like early on, there's always haters. No matter what you do, there's going to be a percentage of folks that are haters, and it seems like on social media those are amplified because we read one voice as one voice, but sometimes it sounds like it's a chorus.
Yeah.
I found it fascinating how you've dealt with the haters and the critics. I think. And again, if I'm mischaracterizing it, please correct me. It felt like early on you were sensitive. There was some sensitivity to that. But it seems like now you're just all in and you have embraced this and you said, hate all you want. This is who I am and this is where I'm going.
100%. I mean, when I first started doing this, I was 22 years old. I was insecure. I didn't know who I was. I was trying to play golf professionally, which I was trying to find my footing in pro golf, and I was lost and I didn't really know how to handle all of it. I was thrown into this. There was no preparation. And I think anyone who was thrown into that and you're getting, hundreds of thousands of hate messages every day, it would affect you. And I was very sensitive to it. I'm just a bit of an introvert, a sensitive person, and I did not know how to handle that. But it's taken years. And I think the turning point for me was when I was really trying to be taken seriously. Yeah. And I wanted everyone to like me. I'm a people pleaser. And I wore leggings and a turtleneck and everything was covered. And someone still had something negative to say that I was showing too much skin. And at that point, I was like, you know what? You're not going to please everyone. And so I've almost done a complete turn around. And I said, okay, well, if you're going to judge me for that, I'll give you something to judge me for. And I've really pushed the limits now. And I embrace the criticism because you don't grow on social media if everyone loves what you do. And so I try to start a conversation. I try to wear things to push boundaries. I'm very outspoken. And I embrace that now. I like it because I think it's fun and it's interesting. And people actually love to hate on other people. And so I give them something to talk about, to complain about, to hate about, while just making really fun golf, silly, content.
Yeah. So talk to me about LA Golf. It's a young, newer company in a space that's really been dominated by the long-term players. But it obviously was good enough and caught your attention that you're an ambassador now. So tell those that are playing golf, that are maybe thinking about getting involved and just like touching the equipment for the first time. What do you recommend? Why is it your choice?
It's really interesting because I have worked with so many different club companies and I've heard all of the pitches. And when I was talking to CEO Reed, he was like, you will pick up at least 15 yards on your irons and all of your clubs if you switch into our shafts.
Wow.
And most people don't realize when it comes to equipment, the shafts are the most important part of the golf club. All the equipment, all the manufacturers are actually making pretty great club heads, but it's the shafts that really impact what the ball is doing. And I was like, okay, Reed, like you're BSing me. I've heard this before. Everyone's like, you're going to pick up 10 yards. Yeah. And I was holding the club the first time with the LA Golf shaft in it, and it felt different. And it's
heavier?
It's more in the butt end of the club instead of evenly distributed.
So substantial in the hands.
Yeah, you feel it in the hands, and I've never felt that before. And the first one I didn't hit great, and I was like, okay, well, he was BSing me. And then I started flying green after green after green after green. And I was like, okay, I'm hitting it 15 yards farther with my irons and 25 yards farther with my driver. And I was a believer in it. Everyone who has tried them have loved the shafts, and the golf ball, by the data, has tested better than every other golf ball brand out there, which is crazy. And I think what I love most is their attitude to the golf industry and trying to disrupt and change and be something different. Because I think, and this is something that I face a ton of criticism, if you change one little thing or if you do something that's a little untraditional, everyone freaks out. But you have to make progress. You have to have change to make progress. Yeah. And they're doing something that's really cool, just not even from their products, but from the marketing and the image that they have and what they're saying and what they're.
I think we lost Jay there for a minute.
No! Damn, bro. We was just getting to the good part.
It was going well, too. I thought it was a great interview.
Crazy. We gonna dial them back up? we
I'm about to
doing?
say, we gotta,
Congratulations, chat. You
gotta get
broke
that.
the stream.
we got to get that back going. We got to get that back going by any means necessary.
So we're working on getting the internet connection set back up out there. Anthony is out there with Jay getting everything going. We got Matt Kaulig coming up as well. And then we got a package to play from an interview Mike did. Speaking of Mike, this is very weird. Mike is not on the set.
Right.
Mike is actually to my right.
yeah, I wonder, why is
Clip
that?
in the show.
Why is that?
Yeah. Let me see if I can use this.
I had a dentist appointment this morning, and I didn't get in until 10:15, so I didn't want to be in the producer chair when I came in 45 minutes for the show. So
I got the juice now.
I let Earl do the thing, yeah.
How does that feel, McNuggets, being off to the side?
To the
All
side.
right, they're back.
They're ready to go. Okay.
Oh, bring it back. It was some good
And
content.
you're seeing that now with social media of all of these new golf influencers coming up, and people are choosing to watch golf influencers over PGA Tour telecasts.
Yeah.
And I think they're seeing that, okay, we have to make the product a little bit more fun. We have to change it up. And especially now with, Live emerging and everything that's happening in the golf world, it is changing quickly, and you have to adapt or you're out.
Yeah. All right. We got to let you go. So I have one question. Now, this is my favorite question to ask.
Yeah.
Anybody that's a golfer loves this question. I'm
Okay.
sure you've been asked a million times, so you'll have it all ready to go. In a little bit, you're going to play in the Pro-Am with my buddy Matt Kaulig.
Yes.
Excluding him, because I know he would be in your dream foursome. I know that for a fact. But what is your dream golf foursome? Who are the three players that you're going to pick? It can be dead or alive. It can be
Oh, my God,
athlete
you're
or
right.
not. Hey,
It's so
you want to golf
hard
with
now.
Elvis? You can golf with Elvis. This is the dreamland. So you can pick anybody that you want. Who are your three partners?
Oh, gosh. I'm thinking about
You're kidding me.
All right, we lost the connection again. I'll text Anthony, said we can get that up. He's finna get Matt Kaulig ready to come on.
What we got dialed up?
Steve, let's go ahead and play the package. Mike did an interview yesterday, and of course, due to our streams crashing, we didn't get the opportunity to see it. But the interview was with
No Begay.
Note who?
No Begay.
Note the Gay.
No Tabor Gay.
Let's go ahead and run that.
Yeah, guys, we're back here at the Kaulig Companies Championship. We are joined by our third and final interview of the day. It is Nota Begay. Nota, thank you for joining us on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. You are the third ever golfer to join us on the show and the third of today's program. So this is a golf-heavy program. We're here, obviously, in Akron at the famous Firestone Country Club for the Kaulig Companies Championship. How you feeling? How's the game feel headed into this week?
Let's hope the third time's a charm here. I'm sure the previous two guests were great, but we're going to finish it off strong here. Great to be back. It's been quite some time since I've played here competitively, so going to get re-familiar with the golf course and go out this afternoon and just try and just check it out. And it's great to be back. The historic venue, so many wonderful historic players with tremendous legacies have played through here for the past 50 years plus. And to be back and to be a part of it is just a great opportunity.
It has the nickname The Monster. Has it earned the nickname The Monster, in your opinion?
It has. And, from what I remember in playing here in the WGC events is simply just very difficult off the tee, very demanding off the tee. And that's, the first piece of the puzzle when you're trying to put together a good round of golf is you have to get off the tee, and this golf course demands that you put the ball in play, preferably hitting the fairway. And then you try and attack the whole locations that kind of give you an opportunity. But yes, the Monster would be a very fair characterization of this venue.
What's the hardest part of this course? Or maybe not the hardest, but what's your favorite part of it? Is it attacking the fairways? Is it trying to make those short approach shots from the fairways to the green? Is it the putting? What's your favorite aspect of this course?
I think it has to do with the tradition and the legacy of the golf course, right? I think that you've seen a trend in architecture and design the past 15 or 20 years going towards wider landing areas, more forgiving landing areas, because it's more conducive to day-to-day play, but not so much tournament play. This is a golf course sort of that has been very difficult from day one, and it's maintained that challenge for the players through the decades. It's held up through equipment changes and all the improvements in technology and ball. And it's just really a good testament to just that if you build a nice, sound golf course, it will stand the test of time.
I know you do some work with the Golf Channel as well. How would you handicap this field heading into the tournament?
Well, I mean, it's a major, so it's one of the toughest fields of the year, and you have all the top players here. You just saw Bernhard just do something historic a couple weeks ago, and defending champion Jerry Kelly is always someone to keep your eye on, and Stricker's been playing the best out of everyone. I know all the attention as of late's been on Bernhard, but Stricker's actually the player to beat, in my opinion, just based on just assessing the overall consistency of the year, the number of wins and top tens. He just never seems to sort of be out of contention.
Well, it's not like I've said this to everyone, but in my opinion, you're the golfer to beat here this week. So, and I definitely didn't say that to the first two.
That's only the third time you said that today.
It's the first time since 12 o'clock. It's the first time this hour I've said that. Just two more real quick. No, I know you went to Stanford with Tiger. In 3 years, when he reaches that young age of 50, do you think you might be able to see him competing in some of these senior tour events?
Well, I'm going to do everything I can to convince him because I know he still enjoys the competitive part of the game. The fact that you can ride a cart out here pretty much almost all the weeks is a huge, I think, attraction. And I just think he likes to compete and be around his friends. I mean, for me, coming out here my first year, getting reunited with so many of my old friends that I grew up playing with in junior golf and then collegiate golf and then on the PGA Tour and now on the PGA Tour Champions. It's a very fun environment, still very difficult to win, but there's just sort of maybe a little bit less of the less stress than what you see on the PGA Tour with all the young guys.
How often do you get asked to rate or grade amateur golf swings?
Thankfully, not often, because I'm a very difficult professor. We're sort of sitting in a little bit of a lecture hall here. I feel like if I had to rate amateur golf swings, I wouldn't be very nice.
Well, I'm glad that you are here because I have a guy on our show. His name's Tyvis Powell. He played in the NFL for 4 years, so he's a legitimate athlete. And I would like you to grade, rate, and watch this golf swing.
All right, let's take a look.
And make sure you keep an eye on the ball and the club. And I should hit play.
Okay, good. Takes a look at the green. Water is death. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Did that really happen?
We'll play it one more time for you, Noah. But, yes, it really did happen. The ball.
What sport did he play?
He played in the NFL, professional football player for 4 years.
I don't know what the equivalent of that would be in the NFL, but it would be worse than a fumble.
It's not good. Put it that way. Not good.
Pass.
Tyvis, be better. Be better. Well, we appreciate it, Noah. Thank you so much, and best of luck this week at the Kaulig Companies Championship.
You know how do y'all understand the force I had behind that? If I would have made contact with that ball, it was really gonna travel.
Tyvis, you were